Hello and welcome everybody to Bathurst Bonanza. We just completed the formation lap and we are following 007 round, who is leading the way. He has Lamborghini 0.5 of a second just behind him, and they're already pulling the gap to Shadow, who is in P3, CRN Shadow in the McLaren today. And in the wall, Man United for Love, he's already in the wall. He is already in the wall. He's made a mistake. He's dropped back down the grid. Isaac's passed and Guga is just behind him now. So Man United for Love already making a mistake on the opening lap in the Audi, as Isaac has made his way past. Shadow's there in P3. As we look to the leaders, they're coming around to complete the opening lap of this race. So DB007 leading around the last turn for the first lap completed. And the pit lane is now open. So the runners and riders on lap 1 is DB007 leading the way, Lamborghini in second, CRN Shadow there in third. Isaac's moved up to P4 now because Man United for Love hit the wall. We have Guga closely followed by Gaga there in the two Porsches, number 11 and number 88. Tico right behind in the Ferrari. We've got LJ Speed, ADS R6, Fair Income, Haigaraku, Rebel, Ant Noons, J Page, Yoshiki, Bitsu, Flat Track, MSX, who is already into the pits on the opening lap, so he's had problems on lap 1. With Jeffrey Bieber bringing up the rear in the Mercedes. He has got mega damage on the Mercedes there. Mega damage for Jeff. He is trundling around at the back as he comes into the pits. We obviously missed that bit of action as he's made contact somewhere around the opening lap. But we will go back on board with your leaders. D007 1.3 ahead now from Lamborghini, the FSR boys, showing them the way round at Bathurst Bonanza today. CRN Shadow 2.5 seconds further back, with Isaac and Man United in P4 and 5 in their own little battle. Bentley versus Audi, 1 second separating those two guys. As we stick on board with Isaac for the time being, he has Man United for Love right behind him. He's making a pass up the inside, is he? No, he didn't have the legs on this time. He's going to see if he can get him down the pit lane straight. As we ride on board with Guga, he's got Kaga right behind him there. 0.5 seconds separates P6 and P7 as MSX does leave the pits. He's obviously a lap down on the leaders, but that is, I suppose that is his mandatory pit stop complete, as he has the lights flashed from Guga. He's also going to have the blue flags now being a lap down, as we got a nice gaggle of cars right behind there. If we go on board with Fair Income, he's got 8 cars right behind him now. These are all battling for the top 10 place. And if we look through the field, ladies and gentlemen, we can see a nice selection of cars today at Bathurst. You don't see many people using the Hondas, and they're in P1 and 2 for the FSR boys. It's nice to see a Jaguar there from Flat Track. Again, Flat Track in the wars. He qualified right up in P5. He's obviously made contact somewhere on that opening lap and he's dropped right back down to P17. Flat Track does have the legs to ride at the front. He's had podiums in previous races. But Jeff is still in the pits there. He's obviously having problems. A lot of repairs to make on that car, so he's going to be another lap behind. 2 laps down is Jeff, and the race has only just begun. I'm just on board with flat track and he's come out of the melee if there was one. I'll ride on board with Fair Dinkum. He's got ADS and Haiguri just in front of him. They're P10-11. If I go a bit further back, you got Rebel in the Ferrari. Oh yeah, we got PTX Ant Noons. He's got a wobbly Porsche. He's riding the wall there, Ant Noons. He's obviously picked up some major damage. So Bitchabui, he's lost it as well. So it's all happening on lap 3, ladies and gentlemen. We got Bitsu, I don't know how to say his name properly, but we got the Audi driver facing the wrong way. We got Ant Noons in the wall. Flat Tracks had to pit, so we've had quite a couple of incidents on lap 3 of this 1 hour race. These guys at the back of the field are going to be making their way into the pits. Yoshi's into the pits, Flat Tracks into the pits, Bitsu's into the pits, Ant Noons is going to be making his way into the pits. So we've already got 5 casualties around Bathurst. It's notorious, this track, for catching drivers out. This DB007 brings him round for another lap. He's keeping it clean and tidy. The 2 Honda drivers 8 seconds ahead of Shadow there in P3. He's having a much better run out with Shadow. He had a few problems in the last event last week, but he does have Isaac only 1.6 behind in the Bentley, and Man United for Love seems to have gathered himself, collected himself, and he's back up into P5 after his first lap incident. And Cougar's just he's been able to pull a gap now on Kaga, so Kaga must have picked up problems. He's fighting with MSX. MSX is a lap down, so he should be moving out of the way as he does move over for Kaga and LJ Speed. So we're right on board with MSX as he is a lap down. As LJ Speed looks for a way at the inside, he's on the grass. He is on the grass as he made the move stick. He didn't make the move stick. He has made the move stick, sorry. He's got past Kaga. I missed that. As Kaga loses it, Kaga touches the wall. Tico looking for a way up the inside now. In the Ferrari, he makes the move. Kaga's all over the shop. LJ Speed put the move on him at the inside. And Kaga's lost a hell of a lot of momentum then as he's dropped down to P9. And we got, oh, someone else is into the wall. Someone else is into the wall. ADS touched the wall there. He's had to back off. He's in the wall again. ADS, he's all over the place. He's lost it. This Fair Dinkum is just ahead of him then in the Bentley. He's keeping it clean. But all the problems ADS is having, he's managed to stick with Fair Dinkum. He's just lost a bit of paintwork on the way. As we move back on board with Shadow in P3. He seems to be pulling a gap on Isaac now. He's up to 2 seconds. And the top five are a bit spread out now, and they've got a big gap to Cougar in P6, who's in a race of his own, because LJ Speed is a hole straight behind him now. 3 seconds is LJ Speed behind Guga. But Tico seems to be closing pretty fast. That's a nice shot there of all the guys coming around turn 1. As Kaga is making his pit stop then in the Porsche. He's making his mandatory pit stop with 48 minutes remaining, it seems.
think Kaga took quite a lot of damage.
He did, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, and PTX has stopped in the pit lane.
He stopped in the pit lane.
He's pulled out and then he's stopped.
His pit box has gone green, so he has completed his pit stop.
What's gone on here? That's odd.
Oh, he's reset himself again.
Man United is all over the back of CSX Isaac now.
He has indeed. 0.5 is the gap then between Isaac and Man United for love. P4 and P5 doing battle. This will allow Shadow and P3 just to pull a gap even more. As we're right on board with the Bentley driver. So things are now just starting to settle down. Everybody's slowly finding a rhythm.
Where do you think Man United can make the move on Isaac?
So it could be down these pit straight and yeah, after turn 1 now. Depends how good his exit is.
The Audi's got the jump on the Bentley, I think. Yeah, it's got the straight line speed, isn't it?
Well, that's it. He's going to have the slipstream and the straight line speed now.
Oh wow! Can he send it?
He isn't close enough this time round. 0.5 still seems to be the gap.
This is the tricky part of the track as well, climbing up the hill.
And we'll see if Isaac can keep it in one piece under pressure. Lovely helicopter camera that is.
Yeah, I was just about to say the same. There's a red car on the map.
Number 248, Isaac.
248.
He must have brushed the wall or something then.
Okay, yeah.
But I'm inclined to say Isaac is actually closing in on Shadow.
Wow.
Even though he's got Man United breathing down his neck.
Yeah, the gap to Isaac and Shadow is closed quite a lot, even with the battle that's going on.
So that does seem...
in the comment section saying Isaac and Man United for love will be a good battle. I think we can't agree more.
Indeed, it will be a brilliant battle. I think the runners and riders we're seeing in this race, they're all fair riders, they're all clean riders, so if they do commence battle, it will be beautiful to see.
There's another battle on track. Rebel, is it? Yeah, Rebel and
Rebel and Fair Dinkum then.
And 12, yeah.
Bentley versus Ferrari. 0.6 separates these guys. And so if we look on board with Rebel, he is the last of the riders who will need to make the pit stop. So everyone down from Rebel has made their pit stop. So they're sort of not in the picture right now, but as everybody else starts to make their pit stop, has he made a move at the inside? He has. Fair Dinkum's got it wrong. Rebel's made the move.
Fairly easy move back. He sort of just made it look easy.
He made it look easy, and Fair Dinkum must have been out of shape coming out of that corner then.
So.
As Rebel's already shown some battle scars in that Ferrari. He's obviously scraped some paint touching the walls of Bathurst. We'll see if Fair Dinkum can close that gap back up. Oh, ADS is round, ADS is round. We thought that as Rebel made his way past.
Yeah.
Oh, is he going to be a hazard for anybody else? Kaga, how far away is Kaga? No one's around him, so he can get going again. He's obviously going to have picked up some more damage there on the climb up the mountain.
Not the first time ADS has gone round in the same spot, isn't it?
Yeah, he's not liking the mountain. The Ferrari must be unsettled. Must be unsettled for him up there. We'll just stay on board with ADS as he approaches the decline, see if that Ferrari's still operating as it should be. Doesn't look like he's picked up too much damage, but he's obviously dropped way out of the running there, down in P10. But you've got to give it to the Honda boys up front then. 007 and Lamborghini.
Yeah.
12 seconds ahead of P3 already. 45 minutes left in the race.
Ooh, yellow flag. 13? 31 maybe? I don't know. Someone yellow flag. What is it? Can't find them.
There's no yellow flags being waved now. Must have been a moment error.
They've got away with it, I think.
So the gap between Isaac and Man United seems to have settled. The Man United can't seem to close that gap to Isaac, so Isaac's got the legs where it counts. He's got the good exits, but he is only 1.8 seconds behind Shadow, so that gap has come down as Isaac is about to lap someone. Ant Nunes has moved out the way, which is nice to see. He was able to get out the way under blue flags, which doesn't hinder Isaac, Shadow or Man United. But ADS is back in the pits then. So it just goes to show ADS is in the pits. And from P13 down they still haven't caught him and passed him.
Yeah.
We have lost one rider from the race with 40 minutes to go, and there's only 19 left with PTX right at the back of the grid. 5 laps down after all that damage. We got Jeffrey running in the Mercedes 2 laps down. He's just been lapped by Lamborghini. But he has fixed his car, he has come back out, which is nice to see. Hopefully he can follow Lamborghini and watch his lines and keep the pace now until the end of the race. We got Fair Dinkum and Flat Track doing battle then.
Flat Track out of position, don't you think?
Oh! Flat Track's lost it. Flat Track has lost it again.
Yeah, straight in the wall.
So it was promising from him in qualifying. I think he qualified P5 in the Jaguar, which is...
Yeah.
But he's just
straight into the pits.
It's all gone wrong from him. Again, another race weekend where he just hasn't been able to make it happen. Oh, Bitchu's off again. As Kago and 007 go past. So 007 is coming to, he's coming up to lap P12 right now. He's just passed P12 already, 9 laps in, 007.
Look at the gap between Man United and Isaac now, that's huge. He's done a good job as the Bentley driver to just create that gap a bit.
He has, yeah. Man United has definitely dropped off the pace. I mean, we do have the mandatory pit stop with the mandatory refuel, so we don't know what type of fuel load these guys are running.
That's true, yeah.
Isaac could just be a lot lighter at this stage of the race.
Yeah, true. Flat Track, by the way, still in the pits after that damage.
I think that's Flat Track's race run, to be honest. He won't make it into the top, even into the top 10 now. He's out of the running in this one, unfortunately. He's dropped right down to the back of the pack.
MSX flashing a back marker, I think, and it's not making it too easy for him.
Oh, I don't think it is a... No, I don't... MSX is a lap down on a...
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. He's a lap down on the number 83
yeah,
Lexus.
see, yeah. And he wants to get on with it, I think.
So maybe the number 83 Lexus forced his way past and MSX isn't happy with it. But if we look at this, MSX has made his pit stop.
Oh wow.
So he has made his pit stop.
You're right,
and he is right behind... How would you say his name? Haigari.
Kudo?
Haikudo. Haigari Kudo.
Yeah, or
P9.
Yeah, number 83. Yeah, P9.
But he does have MSX breathing down his neck now. MSX wants to get on with it. He's obviously made his pit stop, so he wants to climb back up the grid order.
Man United is all over the back of CSX Isaac again into the final corner.
Wow.
Really close.
So Isaac's definitely made a mistake then somewhere.
Doesn't look like 5 tenths, down to 4 tenths.
Yeah, no, he's definitely made a mistake because he's now 5 seconds behind Shadow.
You're right, yeah, he's dropped away from Shadow. And Man United looks ready to pounce. Not flashing his lights like some of the drivers would be.
So right on board with Isaac and Man United. This is a battle for P4 and P5. This is where most of the action has been for most of the race, to be honest.
Yeah, I think so.
Between these two, because... Oh, Man United. Yeah, he did run it a bit wide then, didn't he? Late on his brakes.
Isaac get a bit closer to the wall? He outbroke himself, maybe. I'm not sure. Something caught him out. I think Isaac's touched the wall because he's showing up red again.
Right, I'll be back now, baby. I just got a set event 1A up, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Man United's gaining on CSX Isaacs once again, which has been what's happening most of the time of this race. Shadow has just run off a bit, I think, and he's been able to breathe a bit. I can't control the stream, by the way, so you're gonna have to stick with whatever angle Racer Sim has got it on. I think he's stuck with CSX Isaac. Man United must have made a mistake because he's now dropped 2 seconds behind. I think Man United's got the jump on the Bentley with the speed and the power of the Audi. He's bringing the gap down already still, but 1.7 second the gap for 4th. Nothing really happening other than this battle, I think. Tico is close to speed. Can't switch to that camera though, so
I'm back. Here we go. We're back on board with Tico.
Yeah, Man United's dropped back 1.7 seconds now, so 2.2 seconds now.
Unless something drastic happens in the pit stop window, I think this top 5 is already settled, to be honest now.
I think what I would like to see is, well, here's a question for you actually. What would you do if you're Isaac? You've got the guy in front 17 seconds, was it 5 seconds ahead. Do you go for another lap and try and jump him then in the pits, or does that not really work?
It's a bit different in the GTs, isn't it? I mean, because they've all got to make the pit stop, they've all got to change tyres, and they've all got to do fuel.
Yeah.
I mean, going on to fresh tyres means fresh rubber, which means potentially they're going to be faster.
Yeah. How many of the drivers would have started on higher fuel, if any? Or do... Ooh, we got a yellow flag. 12, is it? No.
Number 13.
I can't find 13. Oh, there he is. Bitsu, yeah.
Yeah.
Yellow flag.
In the Audi, yellow flag. I can't see him, the camera angle isn't changing.
Anything, no.
Oh no, I'm terribly sorry. What's happened here?